Back here on the Rich Eisen Show, one of my favorite people. Let me see his face. It just makes me happy. There he is. That's DeMarcus Ware, courtesy of Crown Royal. What's up, DeMarcus Ware? How are you?
Hey, what is up, man? I hear y'all talking about the purple bags, and I got my purple shirt on, so you know I'm ready.
Well, I mean, you're on the Roku Sports Channel. It's all one big purple theme. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we got going on here, you know? So, but it is good to see you. It's good to see you, man. What was your takeaway from watching the Cowboys? I assume you were watching them against the Browns,
Dude,
right?
I watched the whole game, and that is the perfect blueprint to get them through the playoffs. But the thing is, they didn't play against a worthy opponent. I'm just being honest with you. But if they can do that and have that same mentality and play like they played last week on the road against a worthy opponent, the sky's the limit. I mean, I say that early right now that the sky's the limit, but I got to see it. Like I got to see it when it's game 6, 7, 8, when you playing against Baltimore or Detroit that's going to run the football and you control the trenches.
And obviously, the Niners are the team. That's the one measuring stick because the Niners are the ones that have really laid the wood on the Cowboys the last couple of years and get everybody even thinking that because the Cowboys usually play them midseason. This week it's going to be week 7, I believe, and and usually they have a nice head of steam, and then the Niners are like, yeah, this is a little. Here's your little January glimpse, and that was my opinion after the game against Cleveland, which is so many reasons to give them their flowers, but the ultimate headline is whatever. Let's see it. Let's see it when it counts in January, DeMarcus.
Yeah, and that's what to me I think that matters is. I mean, you can go and win every single game during the year. What are you doing, or how did you sort of increase your momentum in the tail end of the season? And that's where I start to see with the Dallas Cowboys is they play very, very well. And right at the end, the last 6 games, it's like, whoa, something falls off. Defense doesn't play well. Offense is not there. Special teams. But last game, I saw special teams, defense, offense. The guys are great. Everybody's going to be great playing the first game. But I want to see you game 6 and 7, like you were just saying, against San Francisco, against that worthy opponent. And that game that you might see in January, can you win it during the season? So now you can go back and watch that tape and improve on it and then beat them again in the postseason.
28 years it's been for the Cowboys in a row, not making it to the Final Four. And, I bring that up again also to point out you had a third of those years as you were a Cowboy. No, I know that, but that's my way of asking you, DeMarcus. Let me finish the pitch here since my windup is very long-winded. I'll call it on myself. Is that something Cowboys think about during the playoffs? Is that in the back of your head as you're going about your business? This concept of how long it's been?
You know what? I wish that that tagline you just said, it's been 20 years. That's the first thing the coach tells me in minicamp. And then he tells me the same thing in training camp. And he tells me the first game, it's been 28 years. That right there will put so much gas on the fire to make me want to sort of stop that. Because, man, I'm hurt when you just said that. That hurt me a little bit when you said 28 years. And I had 9 of those.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but when you were playing, were you thinking about it? Because again, it still had been that you never thought about it. Cowboys were never thinking about it.
I never thought about it. I never thought about it. I need somebody just like you to tell me what you just did, and I hope that all the boys are listening. That it's been 28 years. I'm 42. I mean, after Emmett and Irvin and Troy, there hasn't been anything, and those guys can change that.
DeMarcus Ware here on the Rich Eisen Show, Hall of Famer. So what did you think of when you saw the Chiefs on Thursday night and their ability to three-peat, DeMarcus? Your 2 cents there.
I saw, I mean, to me, the offense was a little shaky at the beginning, but I saw Patrick Mahomes at halftime. He goes back in there and goes to the drawing board, and he comes out and play like he played during the Super Bowl. But one thing that surprised me was the defense. Their defense played really, really consistent with getting pressure, making big plays, and that's what sort of puts them over the top. Patrick and the offense, they're going to play. But that defense, that's what really surprised me when they were out there playing.
Yeah, that Chris Jones is a grown-ass man, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's everywhere, too. And he's all over the place.
Yeah, and you know what, too? It's kind of funny just thinking of another player that just leaps to mind on the line, Trent Williams, and how he came in with no camp, no nothing, signed the contract, played every snap, got an IV, made sure he didn't miss anything. I mean, what are you? How good is that guy, right?
I remember playing against Trent Williams when he was at Washington, and I mean, he tells you this story, and I was like, DeMarcus came in and baptized me as a rookie, but then the next year, it was a totally different game. He was probably one of the best offensive tackles I've went against. And that's saying something from Orlando Page to Walter Jones. He's in there. He's in there with those guys. And I don't know how many years he's been playing right now, but he's still playing lights out. I think this is his, 20th contract? I mean, and still balling and playing at a very, very high level. And that's just a testament on how focused he is and what he brings to the team. And also, I think he has a seal in his chest. And that lets you know that the boys there really respect him.
But you baptized him, though?
Yes, I did. But he will tell you that.
No, I understand that. By the way, no, and that's you just being you, DeMarcus, because you're a humble man. But you'll also let people know how damn good you were through the story that somebody else is admitting how great you were. I like that.
I'm not going to say it. If they say it,
he said
it means that
correct. He said
but
it.
But I'm not going to ever say anything about any guy that I went against until they say it, and they just unlocks for me. It also.
That said, how did you baptize him? What happened?
No, it was a game where I had 2 sacks on him. He probably hadn't given up any sacks that whole season, and I ended up sacks on him, and so after the game, he was like, "Man, you gave me heck the whole game." I was like, "Man, you're going to probably be one of the best offensive tackles in the league if you keep this up." And he took that, and when he took that, I can see now he is. And he will be. I would say he's a Hall of Famer left tackle.
Oh, no doubt. As soon as he hangs him up, 5 years later, you're neighbors in Canton. Okay. I mean, that'll happen. Your busts will talk to each other, and when the lights go out. DeMarcus Ware here on the Rich Eisen Show. Tonight, we will see Von Miller try and put Tua on the turf. You were there when he got drafted, if I'm not mistaken. What was he like back then, DeMarcus?
Yeah, Von was one of the most athletic guys. He reminds me of Micah Parsons, but quicker. And that's a hard thing to say. Micah's very, very fast, but Von is so quick and was able to bend around the corner. When I went to Denver, I got to see him a little bit in college, and he got drafted to the Denver Broncos and balled out. But I really got to see it when he had a locker right beside me, and we was able to practice, and just the little meticulous things that he was able to do, and he did it over and over again, bending around the corner, spinning, getting pressure, and he did it at his own will. And I think this is his 12th, 13th year. He's still doing the same thing. So after another knee injury, I think this is his second or third knee injury, coming back and still playing lights out.
But you had to sort of teach him some ropes, right, about being a pro, things of that nature?
I think it's, sometimes you have ups and downs when you're playing and you do things that you don't need to be doing. But when he got focused, I saw a person that was so focused in what he was able to do. From off the field stuff with family, individually, but also on the field. When they put the C on his chest, I know he earned it. He wanted it. And he went to the Rams, did the same thing, and now trying to go to Buffalo, and I think he's a captain there too.
So when you see Micah, you think of Von? Is that what's going on
right
now?
Yeah. When I see Micah, I think of Von, but I feel like Micah has more potential, but he doesn't know it.
What do you mean?
Because he's stronger. Micah's stronger than Von. Von, I've seen Von lift in the weight room, cool. But I've seen Micah lift in the weight room. He's stronger. but he has to get more things in his toolbox. Meaning, like with Vaughn will go play defensive line, linebacker, he'll play everywhere. And Micah's just finally getting into that role of just put me somewhere and let me be disruptive. And if I can do that, now the sky's the limit for him. So the sky's the limit for him because you can't just say, all right, we're going to slide the line to the left or we're going to chip him on the right side.
So do you tell Micah that? Have you verbalized that to him?
I have not. Earlier I told him that, but you know what? I will remind him today about the potential that he is not touching, because I talk to him like that, and let's go from there. Because I know that it'll put a little gas on the fire for next game, and hopefully, that does something for him.
Okay. I see. We had Rob Riggle on in Kansas City about the Crown Royal rig. This thing is quite something, DeMarcus. I've never seen anything like it.
I've been crowned in royalty. That was my little tagline, but it's been awesome to work with Crown Royal on the Purple Bag project. They do it every year. It's kicking off with Crown, but this time not just at the military base or with their distributors. They're going into the heart of the NFL, which is the fans, and they got this huge 18-wheeler rig, and it's a huge whiskey barrel. I think there won't be any whiskey in there, but there will be some purple bags in there, and they're really driving the generosity hour with putting, wellness essentials in there, and letting the fans really get involved this year with putting all of those essentials in there. They're going to benefit the military, benefit just the needy, the vets. And I think it's good because they've been partnered with the NFL for 4 years, been the head whiskey sponsor. So now it's like everything is sort of clashing, and they really just kicked out their coverage, with this. And they start with Dallas, baby.
That's it.
The Saints on Sunday. So everybody just come on out, and I'll be out there filling the bags up.
That's it. Crown Royal rig is going to be making its stop in Dallas. So before I let you go, DeMarcus Ware, when it's all said and done, did the Cowboys win the Super Bowl this year, DeMarcus?
I can't answer that question. I'm not going to sit right here and blow smoke. I don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, but if they play like they played last game, I would say they'll make the Super Bowl. Not win the Super Bowl, but they'll make it.
So the 28-year, if you will, jinx is over. They will make you'll see the Cowboys play for the right to at least represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Is what you're saying.
For the right to represent the NFC. So
the playoff, the NFC playoff, the NFC Championship game drought ends this year. You're saying that right now.
I would say it ends this year if they play like they played the first game.
You good with that, TJ? You're good with that, TJ?
DeMarcus, first of all, I got to say what up. You were my favorite Cowboy the entire 9 years you were there, so I appreciate you. I picked the Chiefs and the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl when we were in Kansas City, and I told you what was going to happen. I got to believe DeMarcus, right? I got to keep hope alive with these Cowboys. Or else, what else do I have?
I have to. I have to keep hope alive. I do. And they have it, but can they keep it? Don't make me mad this week, Dallas Cowboys. Let's go.
DeMarcus, enjoy the time with the Crown Royal rig. Always enjoy our minutes together. You be well, DeMarcus.
Take care, man.
You got it. That's DeMarcus Ware right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Ring of Honor in Dallas and in the Bust Gallery in Canton.
Dude is a beast.
I just love him. Good to see the dimples are still Hall of Fame quality, too. That's right. I'm seeing him off camera right now. Yeah.
He's laughing.
Yeah.
Marcus Ware was a bad
No.
man.
The dimples are still Hall of Fame worthy, for sure. Love you, DeMarcus Ware.
I forget. Does his bust have dimples?
Yeah. That's, by the way, it must.
I remember.
Hold on a second.
He's pointing.
See, can we pop him back on? Does your bust have dimples, too?
I should go and get it. It's over somewhere, but I can't. It's somewhere around there.
But it does?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. Can confirm.
Can confirm.
Okay, very good. All right, DeMarcus Ware, everybody. I don't want to get the Crown Royal people upset with me. There he goes.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm looking at it. It does.
It does?
Oh, yeah.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.